What is your favorite wine? Expect yours.
I do consume a lot of.
오! 안녕하세요. 반갑습니다. 와인 마신 아톰 이준혁입니다. 우리 버건디의 왕자님, Prince of the Burgundy.
I don't need to speak Korean to understand.
한국에 이번에 처음 오셨어요. 아르노 라쇼와 샤를 라쇼를 맡고 있는 샤를 라쇼입니다. 샤를, please introduce yourself.
You did already, but not the way I would do it. So, I'm Charles Lachaux. I'm a winemaker at Domaine Arnoux Lachaux, family estate from Vendôme-Manet. And I also run a secondary business which I created and carries my own name, which is Charles Lachaux, where it's a negoc.
So what was your first impression of Korea?
I like it. It has not been very long already, but I like the spirit of the city and of the people. I think they are very enthusiastic about many things and they have a lot of energy. So does the town.
What is wine to you?
That's a good question. Wine combines several things for me. There is a part of history, a part of sacred about it, because it has always been part of the civilization. But for me, wine is a product that unites people and has to bring you pleasure and create another atmosphere when you are spending time with people and sharing a bottle. So it's really it's like a kaleidoscope. It's about history, tradition, region attached to wine. It's about friendship, sharing, caring, many things together. It's really essential in my world.
Wine must have been a natural fat for you. And what was the particular moment when you thought you would make wine?
It was natural, yes and no. I've always loved wine, but my parents always told me to make great wines, you have to love to work in the vineyards. But the vineyard work is tough, it's hard. So it's not very appealing to go work in the vineyards. Oh, it was. Now more and more people are attracted to it. But when I was 16, in France is the age you have the longest holidays in your studies, and it's the age you can legally work and have a paycheck. And during that summer holidays, I started to work in the family vineyards. And after 2 days, I fell in love in the vineyards. I quit traditional school to start viticulture school with one of my best friends.
Okay, I wonder how you started negotiation business, Charles Lachaux.
I started Charles Lachaux because of one particular wine, the Bourgogne Aligoté, because it's a vineyard we have always had in the family, this Bourgogne Aligoté Les Champs d'Argent. But as we have great holdings in reds, and Aligoté was not trendy 20 years ago, people were not coming to buy it. So we kept farming it like the rest of the vineyards, but my parents decided to sell the grapes to negociants. And as Aligoté is more trendy since 10 years now, I wanted to try to take the opportunity to produce a white wine. I could have done it under the domain name, but at the moment, I created the negoc in 2018. What I was doing at the domain started to get more recognition. We were starting to do well. I didn't want it to ruin the domain reputation and my reputation with a bad white wine. So my parents told me, we already sell the grapes. Why don't you create your own negoc and you're gonna buy the grapes? Because it was the first time ever I was making a white wine.
See. I am testing Aligoté particularly for the first time. Please provide a brief description of each vintage.
So we are testing them from, I would start from the oldest, the first vintage, and to talk about the evolution, 18, because with what we encounter nowadays on the global scale, it's a global warming, and 18 was the first warm vintage of the most recent wines, and that's the first vintage I started to produce this Aligoté. But it's really interesting because you can see that even in a warm vintage, maybe some Chardonnay wines can be a bit too heavy, but Aligoté is so fresh and acidic that it keeps a very good precision. So 19 was the second warm vintage, just after 18, but the difference is that in 18, the heat wave was short, it was canicule. So it impacted the grapes and the vines. When in 19, the heat lasted for way longer, so the vines got used to it and didn't affect it so much the style of the wine. So even if it's a senior vintage, the wine in 19 are not as exuberant, are a bit fresher compared to 18. 2020 is the third very warm vintage, the third wine, and in the last days of the maturation, the last 45 days, we had no rain, almost no rain. We had 2 millimeters, so it's nothing. The vineyard struggled a bit. Luckily for us, our no tilling and no trimming policy helped them have more shade and have a bit of resilience, but the volumes are very small. It's the smallest crop ever, but the vintage style for 2020, the wines are more fleshy, but as well more precise with a bigger spine. Because of the heat, it concentrated. So it concentrated the aromas, but as well as the acidity. Normally sun burns acidity, but as we have tall palissage and shade, it protected the grapes. So we have this combination of concentration and tension. After 21 is the complete opposite. It's a cool vintage. We got frost in April, which has delayed the season. We lost a bit of crop, but not too much. We have been a bit protected by our way of farming, the fact that we prune late, and we had some grass that was covering the vines, made like a blanket. It protected the buds from the frost. And weather was a bit humid and cold in 21, but the grapes got perfectly ripe, but the vintage side is a bit fresher, a bit more old school. 122, the last we're tasting, is a kind of hybrid between warm vintage and colder ones. And it's quite particular, the aromatic can change as well on this wine, because from that vintage, I'm 100% ceramic. I don't use oak anymore. So see, it changes a lot the aromatic profile. And the wine is smelling more like pear, and it's very tense behind, because the ceramic doesn't give any extra taste or structure, like no makeup, it's raw. And this is a new style, if we can say.
Why do you use ceramic vessel, and how does this impact wine?
I use ceramic vessel because they are beautiful. Honestly, they look great. And with all the work we have done in the vineyards, the grapes have really changed. They have way more accomplished, more balanced. And for me, the barrels were too much interacting. Oak taste, oak structure, I don't like it anymore. So I looked for some other vessel and I found this very ceramic, and I use it because the taste is neutral. They still bring oxygen, but they have no taste because of the way they are cooked and the length of cooking, temperature. And as well, this material is completely inert because it's mineral. It doesn't have conductivity like stainless steel or others. And there's no chemistry. The ceramic we use is only sandstone and water, no other products. So it's very simple, like very old school approach. And for me, I want the wines to be very raw, like low temperature cooking. And for me, ceramic helps me a lot for that.
I think wine is more pure and clean.
Because you don't have oak effect.
I love oak. I love sulfur.
But now you're gonna discover a new style of wine. And you're gonna love it even more. I used to love oak.
Oh yeah.
But the impact was too strong. And all those details, all this work, what for? If at the end the vessel is changing so much the product. For me, it wasn't ideologically speaking, it wasn't making sense in the way I want to work.
But some, like a great winemaker, like a DRC or Bizot, used 100% new oak. But they make good wine, right?
Yeah, it's true. I don't say other people who use oak are making bad wine, but it's not what I want to do anymore. And we have the luck that such domains exist and such work exists, and I have the luck as well to be working on great appellations with family history, and I think it's like a duty for me to try to experiment and to push to try to bring what we do to another style, another kind.
Is there another innovation winemaking method you really want to try in the future?
At the moment, we have done many things at the domain, and even with the ceramic, it's 100% from 2022, but they have been released on the negoc, not the domain. They are still in aging, so I'm still under evolution. So I don't know, but in my mind, there are not so big changes I want to apply at the moment. Okay. It can change, but for the moment, I think we have done the major ones.
And how do you balance tradition and innovations?
That's a good question. For me, they go together. Because so many people do modernity or tradition. People think I'm very innovative, but I'm not. A lot of things we apply, the way we prune, the no trimming, the tall palissage, the ceramic, is old school approach. Very school. Ceramic was used before the pearls, before the golds, like in the Roman era. Échalas, steaks, peso, as we do, was done before phylloxera. Goblet pruning was done forever before, when the people were not caring about big quantity of wines to make more money. So I don't like the word tradition, because what is tradition? It's an experiment that succeeded. Because very often we talk about tradition for Burgundy wines, but we see that tradition has been going on for 30, 40 years. So is it really tradition? It's something we got used to. I want to apply some old techniques when they seduce me, but because I choose to. In the past, a lot of people were working a certain way because they had no choice. They don't have the technology or the knowledge or the money, the finance to do it. We apply what we think is right because we want to, not because we are forced to. And there comes modernity, for the knowledge, for the tools or the analysis. So I use modernity to help tradition to be more precise and more defined. So that's why for me, they are inseparable. They're getting together. One to help the other and the other way.
Oh, it's 2020 is very aromatic.
The sunshine of 2020 made very ripe fruit. For the fruit in general, it was a very good year because they were very tasty. They were not very abundant because they were lacking of water, but they're very concentrated, so very strong aromas. And you see, it's the purpose of the way we work with the team. I want the wines to have a strong personality, but not ours, not a winemaker style. I want them to have a vintage and vineyard signature, and we have one aligoté under a very special management. We taste 5 vintage, they are so different from each other. And for me it's really rewarding. It shows that we're going on the right path, but it takes time.
Look, people only focus on like a good vintage or a great vintage, but I really love to 21. It's like a classic vintage.
I agree, and a lot of people think vintage is good or bad. The way we work now at the domain and the negoc on everything we farm is to don't think about the quality of the vintage, to say it's good or it's bad. It's like in Asian culture about the products you eat. You don't care if it was a good or a bad vintage. It will give different characteristics. And it's what we want to focus on at the domain. Every vintage has to be very good, but they have to be very different because of their condition.
Okay. This is a stupid question, and what is Lalou Bize-Leroy to you?
It's not stupid, because it's good and not good we talk about it. A lot of people I've made too much about her and I. A lot of things I've been told which are complete lies. Lalou Bize for me is my biggest inspiration, my model, because the first time I tried a wine, it was the first wine that gave me so much emotion. I had been lucky enough before to try a lot of great wines from France and from all over the world, the DRCs, the Petrus, everything. I had many great wines. but the first Leroy I had was like a new world to me. And when I had that wine, after I was like obsessed, and I felt if I want someday the wines that we are going to craft at the domain to give the people who are going to consume it similar emotions, I have to work differently from anybody, because if you look at her, what she has done is just trust in what she believed, even if it was different from everybody else, and just do it because she believed in, like for the ceramic. So what she is to me, it's my biggest inspiration, and she was the, I would like the English word for that, but she was the déclic, the click, who made me think completely differently.
And currently, Charles Lachaux produced variety cuvees. What was your favorite and why?
Honestly, I think my favorite is the Aligoté, because it's the reason I started the project.
Okay.
And after, it's hard to have a favorite because all those wines are very different, and they not all suit every occasion. There are some wines you open for some reason with some people under certain condition, and some of them don't match certain moments. So it's really hard to pick a favorite out of this Aligoté thing.
Yeah.
But this new one is interesting as well. It's the first Grand Cru I produce on the negoc at the moment. It's Corton Charlemagne, and it's really interesting because it's at the very top of Corton, under the forest, so it's very high in altitude for the region, a very rocky soil, and it's 100% ceramic as well. So it's making a very tense and precise wine.
You know, the Corton Charlie is very hot spot at this time. Like you and Bize and DRC and Loire.
Historically, it was a very famous appellation. It got overlooked after in the 90s, the 2000s, and it's coming back under the spotlight. I think it's because Corton Charlemagne is not all the appellation, but most of it is a cool appellation. And about climate, I mean. So maybe at the time it was not as ripe and as demonstrative as some Grand Crus in Chassagne or Puny. But nowadays with the global warming, and we observe some of the Grand Crus in some vintages, they are maybe a bit too much. Corton Charlemagne remains a bit fresher and more precise. So I think the people are rediscovering the appellation.
If you have any producer-only tip to enjoy your wine more sensibly, please let me know.
What I would say, the tip for my wines is let them breathe. Because we work in a way, they are very pleasant, young, but with the way we farm, the way we do the winemaking, the way we age, they have a nice potential of aging. So what I do, even for my personal consumption, is when you forecast to have a meal or to open them the morning for the night or the day before, to have the best experience of it. They're supposed to be able to age for 70, 80, 90 years old or more. So if they cannot support 1 day or 1 day and a half of oxygen, it's not a good sign.
Okay, see. Do you have any recommendations of the food pairing with your wine, Chateau or I don't know?
Yes and no, because with the way we work nowadays, something particular about our wines, they have put on a lot of more flesh. They become thicker. It's like they are less watery, so it's becoming harder to pair them. And I happen to find myself or people when we have lunch or dinners, even with customers, and I observe them, you drink your wine before or after food because they are so fleshy. They are good on themselves nowadays, so it's harder to pair them with food.
Okay.
So for that, I will go with lighter food like fish, because compared to what we think, Pinot Noir goes very well with fish, and or light meat like chicken, beef.
Okay. Could you tell me about the charm of the Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, and Aligoté?
Pinot Noir is my blood type.
Yeah.
I'm born in Vendôme, so
Yeah, okay.
Pinot Noir is what runs through my veins, and it's I love the most to drink. Because Pinot Noir can be so strong as it's so fragile. It's a very elegant and delicate varietal, so it's very seductive, and something I like about aligoté as well. But the problem is that for aligoté to give that, you cannot work in a modern way. If you produce a bit too much, aligoté is diluted with like flavors, and it's only about acidity. And it's not great. And Chardonnay, honestly, is starting to get a bit boring to me because of global warming. Chardonnay has always been a very sexy varietal. In Burgundy, there was more aligoté before. People pulled it out because it was not getting ripe enough 40 years ago. The planted Chardonnay was getting ripe way faster. But nowadays, with global warming, the Chardonnay wines, they become a bit riper and they lack a bit of acidity. And if you pick them earlier to keep the acidity, the fruit is not ripe enough. So it's hard to balance. And I say that I don't work any Chardonnay vineyards. I purchase the aligoté grapes. It's the only one I do, but because it's high in altitude, a lot of limestone there, a very cool climate, Le Corton, so it's very fresh and precise. But it would be a hard time for me to have vineyards at the moment in the Côte de Beaune, Chassagne or Puligny, because Chardonnay is hard to deal with at the moment, I think, with global warming. It's not an easy task.
Okay, what is your favorite wine, except yours?
I have many. I do consume a lot of Piemontese wine, a lot of Barolo.
Okay, Barolo.
But I'm interested in too many wines. Champagne, Rhone wines, Loire Valley wines, German Riesling. There are great wines everywhere. But at home, with my wife, if we don't drink some champagne or some Burgundy, we end up drinking a lot of Nebbiolo.
Okay. Would you please tell me the difference between Charles Lachaux and Arnoux Lachaux, please?
So Arnoux Lachaux is the family domain where I come from. I am the 6th generation to actually work on the domain, and I work with my mother, who's the family where the domain is originally, and she represents the 5th generation. And it's a domain where we own all the vineyards we work. We have no investors, no shareholders, nothing. It's really a very classic family domain. And after Charles Lachaux is a negotiation business. It means I purchase the grapes. Nowadays, I farm the majority of the plots, but I still purchase the grapes. So legally, it's still a negoce, when Arnoux Lachaux is a classic family domain.
But only this wine you make the
Yes, this wine I made, but it's not the people.
Last vintage is 2020, right?
Yes, I produced it two vintages. The people thought it was grape from the domain.
Oh,
it's not. It's grapes I've purchased from another producers, but those producers are at the top of Suchot, like where we are in the Grand Suchot.
Grand Suchot. Yeah.
It was the plot is 40 meters from ours.
Okay.
Not as old. Ours is about a century old. This is about 60 years old. But when I've been offered to buy it, it was interesting for me as well on the negoce, because this is classic farming, but organic. When the domain was no tilling, no trimming. So for me, negoce, when I started and when I had similar appellation like this, was like a laboratory. It helped me to see, with the exact same winemaking process, to see what was better for the grapes and the wine, classic farming, or what we started at the domain.
I see.
And now you have the answer, because nowadays we manage domain and negoce with our new style of farming, our own farming. But it helped me discover the difference, and I love the nose. It's intoxicating. It's the whole cluster you look for. That's why on the negoce we have this rose on the label. It's because of those aromas. So this is really good, but the domaine Suchot is something else.
Yeah. The price of Burgundy wines have been rising sharply recently.
Yes.
Your wines are also experiencing the same trend. How do you control this?
It's hard to control because as well, what we do, the way we farm, the way we produce the wine wage is very cost effective. So we had to increase. But after COVID, the speculation completely exploded as well. So the way we have tried to control it recently was to, unfortunately, stop the private customers' sales because the price the private customers were getting the wines was very low compared to the market price. So a lot of people were buying to resell, to speculate. That's why we have cut it off and shut a bit the market. But now speculation is a bit over. Market has dropped down, and it's great because there's less room for people to make money by buying wine to resell. So it's part of the way how we try to control it. The problem is that the people who want to invest in wine, like they do with stocks or with cryptocurrency.
Okay.
When for me it's a very wrong thing because wine evolves with time. You're not sure something you buy at 20,000 now will make you happy the way you will consume it in 20 years or when you're gonna sell it. When an art piece, a paint or sculpture or a car, if you don't smash it, keeps its value, they can use it, enjoy it, and it lasts in time. Wine, even if I love it, we don't know how it will evolve.
Okay.
So I don't get it why people want to invest so much in wine, and it has created those crazy prices as well. Investment. Wine is for pleasure, not for money.
Yeah, wine is for pleasure, but at this time a lot of the investor, banker, they bought wine. I really hate that.
And there are many companies who were created for wine investment, advisor of wine investment, like private equity. It's not the purpose of wine. It's something I really don't like.
You know, I'm on the $1 million here.
Investment for the health.
Also, this is the stupid question, and you make the 100% whole cluster Pinot Noir, and I really, as I told you before, I love whole cluster. And could you recommend any Destemmed Pinot Noir?
That's a good one.
Except the Arnoux, yeah.
No, but recommend something that people can at least find on the market.
Yeah.
It's a good one. There are a lot of great wines made this way.
Yeah.
It's hard because nowadays a lot of people are using more and more old clusters.
Yeah.
So 100% Destemmed wine from Burgundy. Yes. Now for me, a very classic example of very good Destemmed wine in Burgundy is from Vendôme as well. And it's Domaine Meunier-Gibourg. I love the style. And it's a classic Destemmed wine, classic farming. But the wines made by the two sisters and now the daughters of the sisters with the mother have been good for a very long time.
And this is last question. The climate in Burgundy has become much warmer recently due to global warming. And how are you coping with that?
We haven't done that in that purpose, but the farming practices we have at the moment with no tilling and no trimming seems to help us a lot. Because the soil with the no tilling has more grass, so when it's really warm, it protects from the sun. It stays cooler, so less water is getting evaporated. And with the size of our palissage, with the no trimming, we have more shade. But global warming is not just about warming up. It's about big climatic events, it's like big frost, big drought, big hail. So we cannot make it up to every kind of event, but I try to cope with it by using techniques, old techniques, farming techniques to try to do prophylaxis, to fight against it with natural ways. We'll see with time if it works or not.
Could you explain what the good thing for au palissage or better thing for au palissage?
Au palissage is very good because you let the vine grow, so they express themselves more. You give them less stress because you don't trim. But when you do this, you cannot use the classic tools, the classic tractors and everything, so you do more and more work by hand. So
Yeah, sure.
you need to find the people to work, and you need to find dedicated people. Because when you work this way, you have to be even more precise and more detailed. So you need to find skillful people. So it's an inconvenience, and it's not at the same time, because you hire people which are way more skillful and clever. So even in the exchange, in the way you talk, all the work and all the day you pass is becoming more and more interesting and entertaining.
Thank you very much for participating in the interview today, and welcome to Korea.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Could you say hello to Korean panel your wife?
Hello, and thank you very much for your support and your trust in my work. It means a lot, and it brings a lot of passion to the team and myself to try to keep pushing the boundaries to make even more different wine, even more precise to satisfy you. Thank you very much. Bye.